and he begins to sell off, they turn around and buy it back for cheaper. It's the cycle game. In other words, I need to make more money. We need to move this crypto where it's just sitting here, not making much advancements. We can put a fictitious voice out there, do fictitious reports out there, speculations that aren't even true, and then all of a sudden now the poor man who don't know much about nothing, who's afraid to lose his money, he begins to behave and getting rid of or buying and don't even realize he was stuck there. Was taking advantage. Don't even realize that the rich people played the game, the net. This is what they did. They cause a scare. People start selling. Prices start dropping. The rich man sits back, and then when the time is right, casts the net, gathers up all of y'all's cryptocurrency. They stack it right there. Now all of a sudden now, when he has more than enough and decides now that it's time to put a report out there now, a good report that people will be interested in buying. We're going to put information out there that now that these rich people who's in these companies, they're going to now buy into the belief system of the cryptocurrency, and they're going to say they're going to subscribe to it. They now have bought some of the cryptocurrency. Your now confidence begins to build, and now you start to buy some of the cryptocurrency. But you just sold off yours, and now you got to buy it back. But the prices are going up. And guess who's going to sell it when the price goes up? The rich man, you got it. Because they bought yours from out of your hands when it was low and turn around and sell it right back to you while it's going up. This is a mastermind game that very few people want to understand and play. That's why I said the best investment that you ever can do is invest in yourself. We got to stop putting our own hard-earned money into a system when all you got to do is invest in you. I used to be in that system. I took my bumps and losses. I took my gains and my wins and my losses. What I found out, family, was that even if the bank is giving little to no interest, sometimes the bank account will be a safe haven at that moment in time until you can find out what you need to do with your money. You see, stocks.
I look at herbal medicine as...
And this Dow Jones is just only one means of investing. That's why I like real estate. Because even though real estate does this, you better believe it's going to go up. Stock market goes up.
Not this time.
But with the real estate, you have control, full control what you want to do with your money. When you have stocks and bonds, you have a broker who is in charge of your money and picking and choosing where to go ahead and diversify your money. This is why I'm saying that you could even go over to Africa, buy a lot, $700, $1,000, $2,000, and just sit on it. Why? Do you not think Africa's property is going up? You can go in some of these other countries, buy land, buy a house, buy property, and diversify your money, and it don't take a lot. All it takes is a know-how. Because if the market of damn Erica goes down, you at least have diversified another country where you got something that it may be doing okay. This is diversification. And so this whole scheme of things was going on that you don't realize that your dollar is getting weaker. That every dollar you make, and as the inflation's going up, it takes more dollars to put together to buy that product. That means you're going to be buying less. I hope some are getting this. So then that you need to figure out, what can I put my money into that can bring me a better return to make that dollar, to boost that dollar back up. That's what investments is about. That's why when people go buy gold or buy silver, in the hopes that when the dollar gets weaker, that people start to buy into these commodities of gold and silver, those go up, and then all of a sudden you can go ahead and balance it to where this now has given you a good return when you're not getting good returns here in the dollar. So that then when you cash out of this, start cashing out of your gold or your silver, it's made up the difference of the loss of the weak of the dollar. Now, some say that, we are, encroaching on a market that we're going to be weak, and people are going to start to now, are going to try to hold on to their money and do less spending. When those happen, you're going to start to be watchful of the things that you're going to need in order to survive. Food and water is the main sources that a man needs to survive, first and foremost. And as you noticed last year when COVID hit, when the shelves were bare empty, did you take note of what these people were taking in order to survive? Now, the interesting thing that I laughed at, and I made note of it last year before I started my channel, and I told my wife, I said, it is amazing that people don't know how to survive. They're going to the stores. What we saw people going getting toilet paper. Y'all remember that? With the toilet paper? Oh, see, somebody just said it. Dominique just said it. As soon as that just popped up. That toilet paper was on the top of everybody's list. I went into the grocery stores. I could get water. And even though water was starting to go down, but people were going to get sodas, snack foods, which told me these people don't even have a clue on how to survive. But I'm going to tell you all what you need to be doing so that when things begin to slow up when it comes to the spending, but yet things get a little bit more expensive and then people are going to start to spend in order to survive, what do you need? What is the number one food when you see these charities go over to countries where there are poor people and they got the plane and they dropped out of the sky? What is the thing that they typically, what food is it that they typically will drop out of the sky? Thank you very much there, Heather. Was it Heather Material? Rice. Why rice? Because rice is a starch product. It is a carbohydrate. It takes little you can have, but yet go a long way to give you that fat. Because if anybody knows anything about health, your body takes carbohydrates, breaks it down into a sugar, and then stores it as a fat. That's right, T. Davis. Beans is another source of food for that you should be going to the store and getting. Why? Beans are high in carbohydrates. It don't take a lot to eat to fill you up and will last a long way in your belly. People don't understand this. Flour is another one. Thank you there, NECY. Why flour? Because it's wheat. You can make bread out of it. Bread is high in starch. It's a carbohydrate. it will last you long. Corn is another. Potatoes is another. Cassava, anything root. These products are the main source you should be looking for if people go to the stores trying to go ahead and buy up off the shelves. Go to your stores and get those products. Pounded yam, yes. Yams, potatoes, carrots, these starchy foods, flours, breads, rice, beans. These are the foods that look, you find it all day long in Central America, South America, Africa. These are the main sources that people eat. Beans and rice, beans and rice, beans and rice, beans and rice. Look at the Jamaicans, beans and rice. Look at the Mexicans, beans and rice. Beans and rice is the number one filler that you can eat and can last you a long way. Keep that in mind, family, because these are the indicators that I see that things now are starting to slowly change. The news won't tell you the conditions of what's going on. They're not going to come out and say really what's the condition of it. They're going to keep saying the Dow Jones is the highest mark, it's doing great, and all that right there. That is bogus information. The banks are one indicator in knowing when they start to behave differently. Now changing the credit line or your line of credit and doing away with it and want to push credit cards into the hands of the people, you are in a world of trouble. You know, meat is the last thing you should be trying to buy when it comes time for survival. Meat is expensive. You bought, what do I tell y'all? I bought some ribs for my wife and them when I barbecued for them. A slab of rib was $20 for a slab of rib. And y'all know that when y'all go out, y'all eat half a slab of rib. That feeds only 2 people, and it don't only last you, as far as energy is concerned, that ain't gonna even last you 4 hours. You be hungry again, because meat is not a carbohydrate. The only filling up it's gonna do is space in your stomach. It may be a source of protein, but it is not a filler for energy. You don't use protein for energy. For those who knows anything about food and what it's used for. So family, these indicators by what the banks are doing, by the behaviors that they see that you are doing, are great indicators to show that there are some things coming around the corner that you need to be aware of. That people are not saving as much because of the inflation, so they're taking money out of their savings to be able to make up the difference of what they're accustomed to buying every month. They got to spend a little bit more money out of savings, means that your savings will begin to dwindle. And when your savings dwindle, if you ain't got a lot of that, you're going to depend on the credit card. And then when you depend on the credit card, they get to raise the interest rates. And when they raise the interest rates, that's more money for them, less money for you. And now all of a sudden, you're strapped and broke. So what are you going to do when you're broke? You got to find ways to make more money, because the banks now are going to start to lower the so-called your line or your borrowing credit. They're going to start dropping that on people where it used to be $1,000, $1,500 for you. They're going to say, not no more, up $500. Now you maxed out that credit card, and now you're trying to find somebody else to give you another credit card, but the bank are saying, nope, we're not giving no more credit cards out to people. What do you do now? You got no money in the bank. You got your credit cards are maxed out. What do you do? Well, I'm telling you what you're going to do. You're going to do what most people are going to do. Start to sell off stuff to try to make money. Yeah. All those things that you put so much importance in, that you blew all your money on, now you're just going to start to smile at you, and it's going to start to look with a gleam, and you are now going to start to go to
The pawn shops.
Pawn shops. Or you're going to open up you an eBay account. Yeah. This is what happens with the average person. Or you're going to start to see garage sales. Yeah. Because this is what people found, that they can wind up to squeeze to get a little bit of money. And the things that they thought, all the money they bought on, and they put them in the garage sales, or they're trying to sell them off, or to go to the pawn shops. What you bought that item for ain't gonna be worth what it is when you think it's time for you to sell it to get the money back. Which everybody then should learn from the fact that, why are you buying all of these products out here that don't mean a hill of beans? See, this is the beautiful thing of that, if you go explore Africa, and just to get familiar with the place, connect with people, see how little it costs to live there. If something by chance here happens, well, I got me my little money there in the bank, I can fly over there. I already know I got something established a little bit there. My money I got, I can just go over there. How about food? $5.80 for 2 meals, I think it is. For 2 meals, full meals, beans, right?
Problem is that they actually everything that's been going on all around the world, you know what I'm talking about. So at the end of the day, you're pretty much better off investing. You know what you should do. Go to the wilderness. I'm not even going to say any more than that.
Rice, meat, and a little greens. So you can say, you know what? I did my budget right. I saved up some money, but man, I'm in this apartment that's freaking costing me $800 a month. Plus gas, utilities, plus this, plus that, plus this, plus that. And some of y'all work from home.
What the hell's going on?
By the means. Over there, and then save costs. Plus that, just $500. Now Africa. That's why I'm reaching out to each and every one of y'all. What's unfolding that is not going to jump on your way. It costs way more money today to spend right there and live over in Africa. $200, $300 I can save and cost over there. I'm retired, or I receive the daddy, whatever. There's that, we can relocate. Even if you might have small little money, we can band together to a different country, and we